Yo, yo. Yeah. Alright. So I'm back. I wanna talk today about the different hacking stuff I went through and you'll probably experience too. And not only the things that I went through, but other things that you may experience and you need to watch out for if I can remember. Sure, it's gonna have to have like a part one, two, and three for the different shit I kind of been through, and plus, it's hard for me to recall everything off top. But anyway, um, so let's start with basically the different devices, and I would specifically say the cell phone is absolutely been the least secure for me. I believe any cell phone I get, whatever equipment they use, they first start with like manipulating the frequencies. You can see my bar drop for no reason in places that my bar is normally strong at. Without me being on anything, using any apps or anything, I make sure everything disabled. But it's just what they do because they did the same thing with the Wi-Fi. I would first notice my bar drop, and from whatever they doing, you know. Um, But yeah, I feel like the cell phone is definitely more vulnerable, especially in my circumstance. I feel like you gotta take your circumstances into account. I'm surrounded by all people working against me, and it's not many people on my block in the first place. So, like in my scenario, in my situation, it's a lot easier for them to use devices, especially like they could be at the neighbors' house one point, whatever. It's just easy for them to deal with devices, and the people are like right near me. So like it's yeah, it's a difficult situation in my circumstances. My circumstances are pretty make things pretty difficult. But yeah, so the cell phones they definitely if somebody I would say definitely if somebody could get close to you like and if you're living in my kind of circumstance where people around you are working with these people, um a cell phone is definitely not safe. The other things with a cell phone, even if you're not dealing with them circumstances, given the way your phone number is like fucking sacred, they you would think you could just give your phone number away to people and things like that. And I'm not sure it might be uh, ways to protect against this, but a phone number, a email, things like that that tie into your phone, because you gotta think about it. In order to use like Apple, iCloud or whatever, it has to be attached to your email. So that email is sacred. You know what I'm saying? In order to use Google Play, the Google Play Store got to be attached to your email. So that email has to be sacred. You know what I'm saying? Um, so you have to take that into account. The same thing with any devices, you have to take into account who has access to this device. Like you have to definitely protect. Definitely, if you can't trust nobody and trust people too much, you're being targeted. Yes, you have to keep your fucking device fucking close by you at all times and take into account who has access to your devices. And this don't matter in whatever circumstance. If they can access your computer, it don't matter if they logged in or not. If these people can put a flash drive in your computer or something into your phone or something like that, they can fucking hack that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take that into account. Um, Back to the phones again. I noticed this from trial and error. Uh, I would literally go across the city. Like I live in the suburbs. I would go to the city, across the city, take these motherfuckers on a crazy hunt. You know what I'm saying? And then go to a phone store. I would leave my phone so I know they're not tracking me through my phone. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes I didn't have a phone at the time, for these reasons. I just got tired and let my phone get cut off because I'm just getting hacked. I'm using money on all kind of virus protections and stuff like that. So while I'm on that subject, I know I mentioned this in other podcasts, but this is dedicated to the hacking, and some people haven't seen it. The virus protection. If you're dealing with circumstances like mine and they're hacking your device, if you put virus protection, period, point blank, period, even if my device wasn't hacked, putting virus protection on my phone, thinking it's a security measure, allowed these people to take over my device, not just hack it, not monitor it. It's a difference in all these things, but take over my device, completely hack it, like they have control of my device. Basically, because you're given that virus protection program the right to scan your device. It don't matter what you're using, cell phone, computer, whatever it is. Now you just gave them admin privileges to not only scan your device but have admin control over your device to make changes on your device. So they basically have every privilege that you have. Same thing with the VPN. When you're using the VPN, you have to be able to trust the VPN company and stuff like that because they are now a middleman. They are now um, in control of your data has to pass through them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically what you're doing. You tunneling your data through them. So you have to be able to trust them in that regards. I don't really myself trust the free VPNs. They do say some of them are good, but I'm not naming no names because I don't trust. Like I'm telling you, it's crazy. But I definitely probably wouldn't trust a lot of the free ones. But I can't give you no advice. I'm just telling you the protocols and definitely look into this stuff. Look it up. So yeah, definitely with the cell phones, your phone number is definitely sacred. It is a lot of features in your phone. I think I do a podcast just going through the different features that I myself turn off that I learned from other people to turn off and just don't trust. Period. Myself. I do a podcast going through that for iPhone and Google or whatever. And get into my actual setup of how I do use my phone now because I do use Google. I felt as though you can't be if you need these devices and to be internet accessible nowadays, especially with my circumstances. Uh, so if I'm going to use a device, I'm gonna kind of have to trust somebody. So I chose to trust Google because my Apple devices have just been getting fucking handled. You know what I'm saying? So in a lot of the ways, it's definitely not only through just the device, but even web-based stuff like websites and different apps. They would do some kind of verification spoofing techniques on me. So I would have trouble with that. So, just matter of fact, I'm gonna briefly go through. I would definitely be using YubiKeys. I suggest myself the physical ones. I don't have no proof or no research backing a reason why I don't trust the NFC. I believe that's what they call near field communications. yeah, I don't trust those ones. Um, I don't have no research, but I tell you why. Basically, I know they're using different devices and equipment to basically hack and do stuff like that, software, whatever. Um, so I don't mess with that. I don't like they could have a device that they put in near me, near my house, or even in my house, because these people have had access to different parts of my house. So yeah, I don't trust that. So I'm glad I brought that up because it bring me to something else. Bluetooth. They can hack you through Bluetooth. If you're not using Bluetooth, uh, turn it off. Turn it off soon as you finish using it. Um, Bluetooth definitely has caused me some problems in the past, but it may been other things holding me vulnerable too. So again, do your research on this and experiment on it. But if you're being hacked, definitely this is something I would look at. You know what I'm saying? Bluetooth. What's the other thing? Shit. Let me go through this now because these are kind of important since I'm on the phone topic. Bluetooth and it's that other some other shit. Definitely connected near field devices be popping up. Be able to communicate with near field devices. You definitely want to turn that off. um, like nearby share. Unless you, I ain't gonna tell you to be, get all schizophrenic or whatever. Definitely turn it off as soon as you finish using it. You know what I'm saying? Um, it was some important ones I definitely do want to talk about before I get off of the phone topic. Let me see real quick. That's what I'm saying. I don't be knowing this stuff enough to know it off the top of my head, but I'm gonna definitely try to tell y'all what it is. So anyway, I'm gonna make the joint on it anyway. I try to prioritize that because I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it's definitely important, and it's definitely something a lot of people use, and they will get the shit out of you in the nicest way. Saying it in the nicest way, it will get the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? I just can't think of the name off the top of my head, but I damn sure know to turn that shit off every time. Um, all right, so yeah, so back to that, yeah, definitely with the Bluetooth stuff. So let me get on Wi-Fi a little bit because I'm just touching the surface on a lot of these things because it was on my mind, and I know this was definitely something I was looking for a lot of information on, and I didn't know what was happening to me. So the main thing, the answers ain't as important as the questions. I don't really have a lot of answers for you that's going to solve too many problems, but I got the right questions for you to go and do research on. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have too much in me to do the research on so many topics and stuff like that, but you can. You know what I'm saying? So the questions is more important than the answers. Once I give you the right questions and to start the right places to start looking in, and you know what I'm saying, I definitely be on a lot of important stuff. Um, Stuff not to do. Like definitely, if you're being targeted, virus protection is getting you. If and you're getting the shit hacked out of you, virus protection is helping. Um, so that's definitely one. And I've tried a lot of them. I can say that for sure. Same thing with VPNs. I've been through a shitload of VPNs. You know what I'm saying? Like mainly all the ones with the best names too. Like you know what I'm saying? And I still do use VPS, and I'm still battling and researching with it. And I have gained success. At one point, I wasn't able to basically use devices. Like, literally, I was on a times limit. Like, it was crazy. Even changing my passwords and everything. So, as far as the internet go, home internet, uh, I've used right now. I have three of I would definitely say the best internet services in my area. Yeah, I'm for sure I do have that. For a long time, I had 3 gigabyte services. This is how bad these people were hacking me. You know what I mean? And I still have 3 different services in my house. Uh, you know, so I have something dedicated to basically, well, I'm not even gonna get into all that. But this is what I have to do. I go through. So, as far as Wi-Fi, I don't like using Wi-Fi. I don't trust Wi-Fi at all. You will get the shit hacked out of you using Wi-Fi if they're able to use equipment on your house. They have things that they can. I'm gonna tell you how simple Wi-Fi is to hack. And just one method they can use. They can set up, definitely if they in close proximity to you and stuff like that, or you don't trust the people around you. They can set up a device or something, and you will be connecting to that device. That's the same thing with cell phones too. They can have your device believing it's connecting to a cell phone tower, but it's not connecting to a cell phone tower. It's connecting to a device that's acting like a cell phone tower, that's mimicking a cell phone tower. They can do the same thing with Wi-Fi. It's something called like an evil twin attack or something like that. I tried to study this shit, you know what I'm saying? But this is a whole job, son. Like, I'm telling you. And there's multiple jobs when it comes to this shit. Like, so that's why I'm telling you. Uh, so I don't trust Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? So if you're using Wi-Fi on your cell phone, I wouldn't suggest it. You can get like little device adapters and stuff like that, or you would just have to be fucking changing your password, and I would change the name of it a lot, which I do when I use Wi-Fi. And I'm actually to the point when I use Wi-Fi, I wipe the whole router out right after I'm done with it. If I do have devices I need to use Wi Fi on, I keep those devices on a whole separate network. They have their own dedicated router. I don't put nothing else on that uh, network that can communicate with devices, especially things that have computer technologies. That's basically like a mini computer. Like, so a cell phone would fall under a mini computer. A laptop, no. Computer, period, no. Xbox, no. That basically they can install different software into those devices. They may even be able to do it with different uh, cameras and shit like that. I wouldn't put nothing past them. But Wi-Fi causes a lot of problems. It will cause you a lot of time, even if you're able to secure it for a minimum amount of time. And again, I do use Wi-Fi for specific stuff, but I'm wiping the router out as soon as I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Or if I have it hooked to a cameras, nothing else is going on that network. You know what I'm saying? As far as uh, what I do use, how I do use the internet, like if I'm using my computer or something like that, then I use Ethernet. Everything through my house is going through Ethernet. I turn off the radio on my routers if I have that option. Um, like right now, they're doing something to my routers. I don't know if they set me up to the fact of they beat me to the store and put they routers in the store, because if they're monitoring you, they know what you're looking for if they're listening to you. But in this instance, I think I was more quiet about it, but still, They knew I was going to Best Buy. They had people working with them and stuff like that. So you can't put it past them putting their own. The inner shelves is basically empty still. Like they not, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how it is right now because the holiday was just around this time. So again, that's a little tip. Maybe it's a good time for you to go around the holidays and not buy the first router and stuff, the one in front and stuff like that. Go when it's shelves and stuff like that are stocked, when it's crowded, when there's a lot of people in there that going to be buying it in a crowded place, which make it kind of harder for them to do this. You know what I'm saying? And don't be looking up what you gonna get on your phone. You know what I mean? 'Cause if your phone is compromised and you looking up to get something for your home router, then yeah, they're monitoring you. You have to take that into account. So you have to be unpredictable. Um, so yes, that's definitely a key. I've ordered a lot of stuff. I don't trust ordering stuff from the major places people be ordering stuff from, just to say the least. Because every time I order stuff from them, it be having back doors in them. It make it easy for them to hack my devices. I just ordered routers I had to send back, Arrow routers or whatever, because they was getting this shit hacked out of me. You know what I mean? This is one way I say it cost me a lot of money. I have a lot of brand new fucking routers that I paid hundreds of dollars for. Supposed to be like the best routers, gaming routers, fast, all that shit. But so anyway, I definitely turn off uh the radio, because they hack you through radio frequencies. They monitor radio frequencies. They can use devices that monitor radio frequencies. So I'm not sure of how good this worked, but I believe it definitely worked at the beginning when you set it up. Now, if you hook up a vulnerable device to that router, even through Ethernet, you know what I mean, fresh router, if your device is compromised, then it's going to compromise the router. So you have to take that into account. So now they can turn off your so-called they could turn back on your radios. You have to understand, if you hook a compromised device to that, they have technology, whereas now they can compromise your network, and now they're going to take full control of your phone because it's on that network, or your other devices that's on that network. Now they can control those devices too. So you have to take that into account. Um, this is what they do. This is their method. So you'll be, and me, like, I don't know much about it, and I really didn't know shit about it then at the beginning. And I'm like, how the fuck is they just keep hacking me? Yeah, so if they can, so that's why I don't put my phone on the router. 'Cause if they're attacking my phone and stuff through radio frequencies too, and then I go back and put that on my network, they just hack the shit out of my network now. And now they're going to take full control of it. So anything you put on your main network, on your network, has control of every other thing under it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do with that. I'm not going to act like, get on here like I'm trying to give y'all advice. But if you using multiple routers, I can say this too. You know what I mean? And they can be hooked up through the internet, Ethernet cord. Your first router, your main router, I'm not gonna get into all this, cause this is a little more for advanced. I'm just trying to teach you how to have like some sort of fucking security. You know what I mean? If you like I was at the beginning, and then what I mean, know this valid knowledge. So like I believe it's called UNP UPnP. You want to definitely turn that off, because that's what they use in order for devices to communicate with each other. So just say you put one compromised device on there, you know what I'm saying? It make it more easy for them. They don't even have to take over your whole network. they could just communicate with hack one device and communicate with other devices through that device. So yeah, I would definitely turn that off. Um, yeah, still, regardless if you're being targeted, understand the main thing with hacking, as far as especially if they ain't using really sophisticated uh, devices and equipment on you, which they are in my circumstances. So I don't really know the time limit too much on this stuff. But regular hacking and stuff like that is going to definitely take time. So just know you should be definitely changing your passwords every couple days. It'll make it easier on you because once they really hack the shit out of you, the main thing you need to do is reset everything. And if you're going to be using a computer to set up your Wi-Fi router, yeah, that's another headache. Cause you damn sure got to make sure you keep that computer safe, or whatever device you're going to be using. My best advice in this, and this is still a little time consuming too, is get a device you can just factory reset with no problem, and you not putting stuff on there, so you can factory reset the shit out of this very fast. And even if you gotta use a phone, they got the adapters that you can hook up to an Ethernet cord and plug into your phone, and set up that way. Safe mode is good to use with a lot of phones. Reason being, if you factory reset your phone and go into safe mode, basically nothing in that phone is like from anything you can install in safe mode. So like I do that. That's just one of my tactics I use. I believe it worked a little bit. It worked pretty good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's what like I would do with that. I definitely utilize safe mode a lot. Like sometimes I don't install no apps or nothing on my phone, and I just use safe mode and I just factory reset that shit a lot. Like no problem. I don't care about nothing on this. So you might have to sacrifice a device, something that you don't use too much. It ain't no biggie, and just keep factory resetting it. I would trust Apple, with doing stuff like this a lot more, but I don't know how they keep hacking the shit out of my Apple devices. I'm not trying to blame it on Apple or nothing, but I have to, you know, call a spade, and it just is what it is. My Apple devices has been getting the shit hacked out of 'em. And I would completely wipe it out with my device, my computer, and everything. But I'm to the point now, I'm kind of scared to even plug that shit into my device. Because you be having to say, I trust this device and stuff like that to just even do stuff. And you be having to hook it up to the internet at the same time, like to kind of even do certain stuff. So, yeah, I speak more on that when I do a little more research on it. Right now, I'm taking a break from research and that and trying to get some other things done like this, um, podcasts and stuff like that. But yeah, so like with the home internet, you can't really trust the companies and stuff like that either. So you definitely have to watch them with the hawk eye, with the eagle eye, with the whatever birds you wanna, you know what I'm saying, the eye, whatever. You have to watch them. You know what I'm saying? And you still can't trust stuff too much. And again, I don't have all the answers. I'm sure there's a lot of ways that they fucking using to hack me right now that is crazy. So like with all of it, you have to look up spoofing. They do a lot of spoofing. Um, my advice on a lot of this stuff is whatever you using, whatever have it, find apps and everything that use YubiKeys. Um, a lot of apps per se don't use YubiKeys, but if you're using Google, going to trust Gmail and stuff like that, and even Apple iCloud, I would set up physical YubiKeys. Them shits is a little expensive, definitely for the ones I got. They like $75 a piece. And like for iCloud, you need two of them. And I would suggest having a backup or having multiple backups. You know what I'm saying? So, but you're gonna have to keep them safe, hide them, and do stuff like that. Give one to somebody you trust. So you know, if you do trust somebody and you know what I mean, at a distance from your property and stuff like that, you have to take all of these things into account. This is what I'm telling you. But I will tell you this as well in this episode of this podcast. Um, Being hacked and being spied on will can make you schizophrenic in different ways, or have schizophrenic symptoms or show schizophrenic symptoms basically, because if they're doing shit and you have no idea how they're doing this, if you like, how are these people know where I'm going? How are these people doing this? How are people doing this? How are people doing this? Like for somebody who don't know that they're monitoring your phone, I can see how they can come to believe that they're looking through their eyes. Because if you're fucking wiping your phone out and entering passwords into your phone and you thinking that you're the only one who can see this, then you're going to believe, like, damn, these people have to be looking through my eyes. If you don't know that they got different devices put in your house, whereas though they can actually use like radar, different technologies, and we see this shit on video games and movies, you know, where they scan in the house and see the people in the house and stuff like that. If you're not really thinking about this and don't know that they can have little devices now, we're in 2024. Take this into account that they were showing us devices that can do stuff like this a long time ago in movies and video games. Maybe so you don't think they don't have way more accurate stuff than this. Don't think. Listen, for whatever you see on the movies, they have shit 10, 20 times better than this. And they have to have it, and it has to be like this in order for our security. And that's definitely how I want to talk a lot about, do a whole podcast about the two-edged sword, and basically the, you know, attack it that they definitely use. I touched on the surface on a different podcast, but we definitely have to use it, see how they use this stuff against us, use these tactics against us. How, you know, it's like if it's the same thing with the presidents. Like if you pick this one, you got these motherfuckers gonna, your privacy is gonna be in jeopardy. If you pick these motherfuckers, they gonna set up laws against you, whereas though it's gonna be hard for y'all to get health care. Or it's like you gotta pick your poison. Which one you wanna pick? You know what I'm saying? You complain about this. Well, in order for us to secure you, we're gonna have to be in charge of your privacy. Right? You know what I'm saying? These are fucking, and we making these decisions a lot more than you think you are. A lot of things that you're out here arguing about. This is why I had to shut the fuck up for some time. Because it's like, first of all, if I even argue for this, what's the adverse effects this is having? You know what I mean? How are they able to use this? Man, people, you don't understand, man. They are fucking leveraging this very much. They man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Look, I had to light me a cigarette or that way. It's because it's crazy how fucking deceptive and manipulative. I don't know why I be trying to pronounce these words early in the morning. It's coffee time. Manipulative. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. That these people are, man. They too fucking old for this shit, son. Like, and then they have too much intelligence at their hands to still be just doing shit like this. And when they gonna learn the importance of integrity, morals and trust us, and with the simplest word, trust, like the trust of the people. You know what I'm saying? But it just is what it is. I guess we just are not at that time yet. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we are investing in different ways, and it is getting better. And the more they deceive us, and we expose them, the better it gets. So that is the beautiful thing. But yeah, man, I say definitely have to trust how you're getting these devices. Because getting one device with a back door in it, and I would factory reset everything soon as I get it. You know what I mean? This played against me a couple times. Like I went and bought a brand new iPhone at a store, and this is why I say you have to trust and be aware of how you're getting shit. And I didn't even carry a phone with me, but you had people telling you if you're being targeted, you have people telling you a lot more people than you think, and you can't believe in your head that you're able to pick these people out. Don't think that you'll be able to spot some of them, but don't think you're getting all of them. Never think you're free. Never think you're not being watched. You know what I'm saying? Or haven't been followed. You see what I'm saying? Never think that. Uh, period. You know what I'm saying? And never think that somebody didn't go in that store right after you. Never think that. Always suspect that somebody walked into that store right after you. Like they might have not seen you and been able to follow you right into there, but they have met me at the store. Definitely when they had control of my devices and I was more unaware. They would be in the store before I get there because they know where I'm going. You see what I'm saying? So it was just all bad. Like my first iPhone I bought, and this was my first iPhone experience. So that was even worse, son. That's how they was hacking this shit out of me. I had Bluetooth on still. Look, I came on. I'm doing a video podcast talking shit about them. They just turned my fucking iPhone off, like all the way off. Like turned my shit off. Son. I had Bluetooth on at the time and shit like that. But yeah, cause this was my first iPhone ever in my life. I never really was using Apple products, so I was more vulnerable to this shit, son. So the other thing I would say too, once they get certain information about your device, you're done. Like once they get the MAC address of your device, it's kind of they can target that MAC address. Once they hack you, they have that MAC address. Take that into account. With the phone, I believe it's the IMEI. You know what I mean? Your phone uses a MAC address too, but it's your IMEI or some shit like that. That's sacred. That's a sacred fucking number. You know what I'm saying? Once they get access to that, it's a wrap. They could target that phone. You know what I'm saying? They target my phone now, so I'm pretty sure they have access to it, like where they fuck with my phone. But because I'm using the YubiKeys, um, they haven't been able to like do the damage they was doing to me previously for years. They was doing fucking damage to me, crazy son. They was fucking basically, and then it was fucking cyber terrorism. They was terrorizing me through the cyber. Real shit. I was scared to fucking carry a phone. I was scared to fucking you know what I mean, use devices. And I mean it's still that way in certain situations. Like I say, I can't use Wi Fi. I basically get butt raped for using the internet for paying the internet bill every month because I still don't I'm still unable to utilize it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would definitely yeah, I am me, I or something like that. You'll know what I'm saying. But that's definitely how they target you with that. And again, definitely getting you adapter, whereas though you're able to plug it right into your uh, router, your phone into your router. Basically, it's an Ethernet adapter for USB C if you or whatever port you use on your phone. It'll be an Ethernet. It it would be able to attach the Ethernet cord to that. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be adapted for that. They know what you're talking about when you go into the store. So yeah, man. Not to make this one too long. I think we touched on some stuff at least for you to watch out and to give you more of a basis so you won't be giving me these people more power than they really have. They're using different software because if they just have your phone number or your email, they can fucking target you through software. As far as your phone and stuff like that, they can definitely target you by from proximity. Definitely if you're in my circumstances where the community is involved with it, or you just might not be able to trust a neighbor or somebody close to you. Oh, they could do much damage. So you gotta keep your password books sacred. I would damn sure find a password manager. It would save you a lot of time and stress. And again, I mentioned this in the podcast. They're monitoring your phone. So uh, I believe it's called PIP. You know how you can watch a YouTube video and you could bring it to the it'll pop up a little screen. You know what I'm saying? So like what I do is like whatever password manager I'm using or whatever, if you can hide that password when so you don't even see the password. Cause this is the problem. If you can see it, they can see it. This is how you have to think. You know what I'm saying? So if you can cover the password, if you can't hide it with or most of the password with the string, then that will help you a lot. Like that's how I do shit now, right now. I'm not gonna lie. I cover it with like the video and you know what I mean? So even if some of the password is sticking out, then motherfucker you gotta figure this you gonna have to figure this shit out. So when you so I gave you the gist of it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's early, man. It's hard for me to bring my words up, but it's coffee time. And it is what it is, son. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're gonna have to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? A way to basically if you gonna do it that way or figure out another way to do it. Um as far as me, uh with the computers and stuff like that, I really don't trust. I can't tell you none of them I trust. I have a lot of faith in Linux, but you have to understand you're dealing with hackers, and most hackers are gonna fucking be very fucking proficient in Linux, and you can do a lot with Linux. So you know what I mean. I have tried to learn it and stuff like that, but again, that's a job, son. It's a fucking job. Uh, like, and it's a lot. Uh, so I would say the most one I do trust is Linux, and I was wiping the shit out of Linux a lot, setting it up on different computers where though I can wipe it out a lot. As far as my Microsoft Windows, they get the shit hacked out of them completely. I have a brand new computer I can't even use because a fucking random admin password got put on my computer, and now they'll give me all kind of shit when I call them to get it off my computer after they help me factory reset it. But that's a story alone I'll tell y'all about in another podcast. So I don't really fuck with them too much. And again, um, when I do use them, that get hacked the quickest. So that's my problem with them. Mac, oh, Mac would be my probably second favorite, but I've been through hell with Mac too. Again, all my Apple products get taken over on some unbelievable shit. Right now, what's being done to me repeatedly is these motherfuckers end up changing my password. They just fucking change my passwords to all my accounts. One of the ways I would say help you protect yourself too, I'm glad I thought of this just now. Um, Whether you on Windows, Mac, whatever, your admin profile, your main profile, that has a lot of authority, which they would say admin privileges. Um, in order for them to control your whole computer, they have to compromise that account. So the how I've been taught is not to use that account. Set up that account, put a very long password on that account. I suggest something like 25 characters at least, or something like that if you're being targeted. You know what I'm saying? And at least 20 characters. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I kind of dialed back from shit right now in the phase I'm at, because I understand that they're using technology. Like, and in my circumstances, passwords really don't fucking matter. The way they really doing shit too much. So, you know what I mean? But I would still suggest something over like 20, 25, 30 characters long. You know what I'm saying? Or more. Uh, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And definitely for the admin account. Um, Now, the beautiful thing is you're not going to be using this on a daily basis. You're only going to be using this when you have to. Definitely, if you're using Mac, you don't. You're going to have to definitely use this more than like say Windows. Nah, you probably going to have to use it a lot on Windows. If you're trying to make it a major change to the computer, you're going to have to use it. On Mac, you're going to have to use it more because the install apps uh, you have to use this password. So that's one thing to take into account. uh, but yeah, so yeah, I wouldn't use the main account. Only use a standard account that don't have admin privileges. Because this is the account you're going to be fucking mainly using. And I can guarantee, like, I don't know, I'm not able to prove this, but I'm pretty certain that the account you're using is definitely more vulnerable. Definitely if you going on the internet with it and shit like that, and hooking it up to the internet, yeah, I would definitely stay away from the major account. This don't matter what system you're using, even if you're using Linux. Um, do not use the account with admin privileges for regular use. Period. You know what I'm saying? Don't do nothing on that account. Only thing you do on that account is set up your shit and set up your security and stuff like that. The major stuff that you have to do. Um, and again, I do a whole video on the different features and stuff that turn off. Even iPhone, iCloud, and Google that I know so far. When I got the devices in front of me, it's hard for me to write down notes, son. I'm trying to get this shit out of me. You know what I mean? I try to focus on having my notes in order and shit like that later. Right now, I'm just trying to, help as many people as I can. That's not going to really find this information in one place. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. And then you're not going to find a lot of people telling you about the virus protection programs and shit like that. That most people going to be telling you to use these programs. Most people going to be telling you to use a VPN. They're not going to be telling you about not trusting a VPN. How much you can trust the VPN. And the VPN is very important. I utilize the VPN still, but again, you can't trust them too much. You know what I mean? You have to keep a watchful eye on these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And monitor what's going on. And definitely, I would definitely say so. The main things that become important if you're using a password manager, the most important passwords you have to worry about is your password for the password manager. So I would definitely make sure you change that enough. You know what I'm saying, and keep a nice long password on that. Your device password. Uh, you know what I'm saying, and your VPN password. You want to change these a lot. Um, if you can set it up where as though you're using a VPN, where as though it's easy for you to reach. Yo, find a VPN where as though it's easy for you to fucking just change the shit out of the password with a password manager in a discreet way. You know what I mean? A lot too. You know what I'm saying? Do that shit a lot. Fuck these motherfuckers. Make them work hard. You know what I'm saying? So that's the key. It ain't so much of, it is no way to 100% protect yourself from none of this shit I'm telling you. Nothing. None of these devices, all of these devices can be hacked and they're very vulnerable. It's only a matter of time. If you have determined people, which if you're being targeted, this is very important information to know. If you're being targeted, and you have determined people to basically hack you, they're gonna hack you. It's only a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in play and know you need to be resetting these passwords and devices until technology catch up. As far as right now, the government is being hacked. Why would the fuck you think that you're going to be that they're being hacked? Hackers are being hacked. You know what I'm saying? And there's no way for you would hear this out of their own mouth. It took me a lot of fucking research, a lot of time out of my life, a lot of years out of my life to realize there was no fucking way I could even stop these people. Like, because they're determined, they're using equipment, and they're fucking white supremacists, so they getting away with this shit. Like, the FBI don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean? I probably should. I probably would bleep that out. You know what I'm saying? But you know the little agency, the 3 letter agencies, and shit like that. They don't give a fuck, son. I made the reports to them because I was afraid I was being set up, and still I'm still going to continue to make reports to them because I'm going to have fucking documentation, and they're going to be held for neglect. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, son. Or, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying with charges or whatever, but, you know what I mean? It is neglect. You're neglecting me as a fucking U.S. citizen, son. You supposed to be a servant of mine. You supposed to serve me, son. Come on. Not fucking oppress me and enable people to oppress me. But again, that's a whole nother podcast. Son. That's a whole nother debate. And that's a conversation we gonna have to have because I'm gonna have to start speaking to the hearts of these people. You know, that's why I said I need to have a heart to heart with the doctors, a heart to heart with the police officers, a heart to heart with the FBI agents. Because all of them, come on, all of them, some of them, and that's the thing y'all gonna have to understand. And I said this in other podcasts, but I'm gonna repeat it because it's important that you understand this. Some of them are going to have to play along to get along, and just understand the fact of that. All, if you would say, oh, they need to leave, they can't just leave, son. You know what I mean? I was saying this too, like, you know what I mean? But think about if they fucking just leave and just leave all the, it's going to, they going to really be doing heinous shit to you. As long as these motherfuckers have people they know have some sort of integrity around and they can't trust them with everything. Like, they still hide shit from certain people. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't start believing that everybody in the government is corrupt and everybody in the police department is corrupt. Some of these people have to maneuver in certain ways. They have to do their part same way we have to do our part. So I hope that they don't most of them don't take no offense when we pointing out the corrupt government, and you know what I mean, keep that in the back of your mind, and you know what I mean, again, repeat this to other people, because the mental health aspects of this and the way people perceive their reality is just as important as any fucking hacking tips or anything else, son. They have to protect their mind and the way they believe. The way you start thinking, you will start believing that shit, son. You know what I'm saying? If you start suspecting too much crazy shit, you could suspect that shit, but you know what I'm saying? It's one thing from suspicion or suspicion, and then suspicion, suspicion, and then knowing, like, okay, they're fucking me when I'm using this. Like I seen with virus protection, they're fucking me, son. I can't put this on my shit. You know what I mean? It might work for certain people that's not being targeted. You know what I mean? Certain people, and it may even work if you're in a nice area where people not able to use equipment and different equipment and stuff like that on your house. Like if they're not in a close proximity to you, maybe they're doing something to me where they're able to take over my devices because they have something installed in my house or my neighbor's house. You know what I'm saying? All of this is compromise for me. So take that into account. You know what I'm saying? So it may not just be that fact. You know what I'm saying? So take that into account with everything I told you. You know what I'm saying? If your circumstances is different. But again, experiment, do different tests for yourself, and comment. Comment on different ways that shit is happening to you. Comment. And that's the best way to, I try to have a notepad and stuff next to me, so I write it down, and if I don't know much on it, you know what I mean, and I can respond that way too, and speak about that in another podcast, and maybe do some research, or somebody else can do some research, and you get a response that way. That's what it's about. It's about building this community. It's not that none of us have all the answers, but by us keep doing this, it make us more aware, and still it help, and with the, again, just having the questions, not having the answers, just knowing what they're doing to you, even if you don't have the solutions, it would save you so much mental headache and fucking stress, and like, don't let my fucking years of torment go be in vain. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Go learn from my fucking misery, son. Learn from my shit, cause I can't even say it's my mistakes. Cause who the fuck's supposed to be a computer? Who's supposed to know all this shit, son? That's what make them foul as shit, and especially the ones that's involved with supposed to be protecting us and stuff like that. That's what make them really fucking foul, son. Cause who the fuck is supposed to know how to protect themselves? That's like somebody learning mixed martial arts and saying, "I'ma just go out and fuck up everybody that don't know this shit." And it's no law protecting you. Like, you're just getting fucked up. Like, that's what that shit like, son. It's like, I'm like, what the fuck? Fuck this shit. And the smartest thing I did was say, fuck this shit, turn that shit off. You know what I'm saying? If you're getting frustrated and you're able, turn that shit off. Take heed from what I told you, because if you're being dependent on your cameras for Wi-Fi, I think I gave you one of the best tips is keep them on a separate network. And I will give you this tip in this podcast because it's important. And if you have multiple routers and you have to, you know, connect them multiple routers, do not put your cameras on your first router. Your first router, honestly, and in this instance, I would set up well, this is the way I set it up, and I learned is probably definitely more secure ways. So do your research on this again, but I'm gonna give you the main shit, and the reason behind it. Whatever is the first router, that router, if they take control of that router, they could change your DNS, and basically every other router that comes after that router will be fucking going where they want you to go to. So they're able to, if they able to change your DNS on your main router, basically they will be making any website it could be a whole complete fake website that look like the legitimate website, but be a whole complete fake website, and they can steal your login information. They could steal everything this way. You know what I'm saying? If you do this. So your DNS is very important, even with your cell phone. This is why I say a VPN is important, because it help with like your DNS too. It help whereas though they're unable to just spoof you as easy. You know what I'm saying? They can't spoof you, or it's not as easy. Whatever one, but one of them, it definitely help in those regards. So your first router, you basically every other router that come after that gotta go through that router. You see what I'm saying, or something like that, whatever regard. That's why I tell y'all, you do the research for yourself. But for me, I'm gonna tell you how I do it. Because it's fucking early. Let me sip my coffee, son. So me honestly, if I'm hooking it up this way, right? Like, say I got some cameras I'm trying to keep protected. I'm gonna make them the last router, because the last router can see every other router that come before it. So say you got three routers and you got them all hooked into each other. You know what I mean? They all connected to each other. Your last router can see everything that's on the first two routers. But if you don't have nothing on your first router, then there's no device there that the other routers and stuff can communicate with. So I do not put nothing on my first router if I was doing it this way. It would be absolutely nothing on my first router. So your second router is the router that I would basically uh, use for regular devices if this is how you setting it up. Um, and I have two different methods. Either I don't connect them all, like maybe. So if I'm setting up three routers, one way of connecting it is connecting all of them together. Second way of doing it would be that I do it, because I'm sure there's more ways. Is I connect both routers individually to the first router. You see what I'm saying? So it's nothing on the first router except these two routers. But I think that's kind of more vulnerable, make you more vulnerable, because now I feel like if I'm on one of those two routers, then and I get compromised from whatever device I'm using on that other router, and they hack my network, and they can take control of my network and do they little advanced shit, then now they can communicate with the other router. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I definitely feel as though it's secure, because they shouldn't be able to communicate with that router in my head unless they compromise the first router. They would have to compromise the first router, which no device is connected to. But again, I did this way and I've been hacked still. So, whatever. But it could come down to other things. Again, the equipment, you got to take in to account. If somebody got access to my router, you have to take that into account. You have to take a lot of other things into account. That's why I say this is like a fucking full job, son. But I would just, and this, look, you hear how much I don't know, and I'm telling you, I still don't know about it. And this has been going on for me for 5 plus, like 5 years, son. It's crazy. You know what I mean? And I'm still at this point, which is good, because I know a lot more than the average person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm able to still help people in some way. And you know what I'm saying? I know the questions, and at least I'm more familiar at the tools that they use against us. And I know when I can't do nothing and when I can, what I can do and what I can't do. And what you can't do is keep any fucking device 100% secure for inevitably, like for long periods of time, period. So I hope you learned something. Um, and that's it for today, man. I'm glad I got this out of the way, cause I fucking went to make a what I've been trying to do. I went to make a outro, cause I'm about to have us a nice outro. And like while I'm making an outro, I made a nice outro. I was feeling it. I'm feeling it. But then the fucking hook came to me, and I'm like, I gotta put this hook down real quick, son. So I was trying. I be ignoring a lot, but I'm like, I can't be ignoring my music too much, man. Like, and then trying to remember everything. You know what I mean? I already be having little problems anyway, and then trying to remember shit is just be too much, son. Like, so I be trying to, you know what I mean? So I had to put that hook and stuff together. So we have a little outro with a hook on it, which is going to eventually be a whole song. So y'all getting a little sneak peek of a song that's coming up, but it is what it is. And it's a good thing. Y'all family now, son. But until later, I'm out. I'm Raphael Rashim. This is the True I Speak podcast, and I'm out again. For real.